All right, let's kick off another deep dive. Today, we're taking a look at some seriously cool stuff happening in the world of AI and blockchain. Specifically, what's going on with the IQ ecosystem. They've had an amazing month,
Yeah, October was pretty remarkable for them.
to say the least, right? We're going to focus on two main things today. First, the huge success of their IQ 20 proposal, which sets the stage for this EOAI layer. And then we've got the launch of SolidityBench, which even CryptoSlate picked up on.
It's been generating a lot of buzz, that's for sure.
So we've got some real game changers here. AI integration into DeFi decided on by the community itself, and a tool to make smart contracts, actually smarter and safer. Let's break it all down, starting with EOAI, Enshrined On-chain Artificial Intelligence. I mean, what even is that?
That's a great place to start.
And it wasn't just a good idea on paper. The IQ 20 proposal got a record 2.4 billion high IQ votes, which is just insane. Clearly, the whole community is ready for this. But for those of us who maybe aren't deep in the DeFi world every day, what's the big deal here?
Well, think about it this way. Imagine a world where managing your finances, especially in that whole decentralized finance space, is as easy as just asking your smart assistant to, pay a bill or something.
Yeah.
That's the vision behind EOAI.
Okay, that sounds pretty amazing. But right now, using DeFi is, well, it's anything BUT easy.
Yeah.
It's so complicated and kind of fragmented, and honestly, it's pretty intimidating for most people, I think.
You're absolutely right. That's a huge barrier to entry, even though DeFi has this incredible potential.
It does, yeah.
And that's the problem EOAI wants to fix. DeFi actually has a pretty small active user base right now, only around 7 million or so.
Really?
Compared to, billions of people who are using traditional banks, that's a tiny fraction.
Wow, that's a huge difference. So how does EOAI bridge that gap? How do we get DeFi into the hands of everyday users?
The idea is to embed AI agents directly into the blockchain. Think of them like specialized bots that are designed to handle these really complex financial tasks, but they make it simple and intuitive for everyone to use.
Okay, so AI bots handling my money. It sounds super futuristic. But I have to ask, what exactly would these AI agents do? Can you give me some concrete examples?
Sure. There are 4 core agents to start with: liquidity, bridging, lending, and launching tokens. So let's say you want to swap tokens on a decentralized exchange, which right now is a huge pain.
It can be, yeah.
You have to figure out different platforms, understand all this stuff about liquidity pools, and you might run into high fees. But with the EOAI liquidity agent, it analyzes the market in real time, finds you the absolute best prices, and does the swap for you in the background without you having to do anything complicated.
So instead of me trying to become some DeFi expert overnight, I can just tell the agent, hey, swap this token for that one, and it just takes care of it.
Exactly. That's the idea. And it goes way beyond just swapping. The bridging agent makes those cross-chain transfers easy. The lending agent connects borrowers and lenders directly. And the launching agent, this is a big one, lets anyone create new tokens, even if they're not a developer. So all these agents work together to make DeFi user-friendly and efficient.
Okay, now DeFi is starting to sound a lot less scary.
Yeah.
But this can't just be some theoretical idea, right? Who's building this thing?
Well, it's a collaboration between IQ and Frax, which is pretty exciting.
It's a powerful combo.
Frax, they bring their deep expertise in DeFi to the table, while IQ provides their AI tools like IQ GPT and IQ Code. They really have the resources, and the vision to make this EOAI thing a reality. In fact, they're planning to release a lot more details about bringing billions of users to DeFi in November.
Billions. Okay, I am definitely intrigued now. But we can't forget about what makes this whole ecosystem run, the IQ token. How does EOAI impact all of that?
Great question. So the IQ 20 proposal also had some big tokenomics updates.
That makes sense.
They're going back to their 2022 model, which increases rewards for both stakers and contributors and puts more resources into development.
Sounds like a good move.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Anyone using the EOAI layer will pay fees in IQ, and a part of those fees will be burned.
Wait, burned. So the total supply of IQ tokens actually goes down over time.
Yep. That's what makes it deflationary. As the demand for EOAI grows and there are more transactions, more IQ tokens get burned, which should theoretically make the remaining tokens more valuable.
So it's not just about building cool tech. They're setting things up so the token benefits directly from the growth of the ecosystem. That's smart.
It's a win-win for everyone, users and the ecosystem as a whole.
I like it. All right, listeners, you heard it here first. That's the inside scoop on EOAI and the big changes coming to the IQ token. Keep your eyes peeled for that joint press release from IQ and Frax in November, where they'll be revealing more about how they plan to onboard billions of users to DeFi.
Yeah, it's going to be big.
This is definitely something you don't want to miss. Now, let's talk about another exciting development from IQ, making smart contracts more reliable, because we all know that can be a problem.
Absolutely. Smart contracts are crucial, but they can be tricky.
What is IQ doing to tackle that?
They launched something called SolidityBench, and it's been making waves. Even CryptoSlate covered it.
Oh, they're usually on top of
Oh.
things. All right, tell me more.
SolidityBench uses AI, specifically these large language models, LLMs that everyone's talking about, to make smart contracts safer and more reliable.
So we're using AI to write better, more secure code. This seems really important, especially with how complex DeFi is becoming and how much money is flowing through those apps.
Exactly. SolidityBench is this platform that evaluates how good those LLMs are at actually writing Solidity code, which is the language used for smart contracts. It's like putting AI coding assistants through boot camp to see if they can handle the pressure.
That's a great analogy. It's like having an AI quality control expert for the entire blockchain ecosystem. But how does it actually work? How do you test an AI's ability to write secure code?
Well, SolidityBench uses two innovative benchmarks, Naive Judge and Human Evil for Solidity.
Okay, tell me more about these.
So Naive Judge compares AI-generated code against this database of audited smart contracts from OpenZeppelin, which are considered like the gold standard. It makes sure the code not only functions, but also follows the best security practices.
So it's not just about whether the code works, it's about making sure the AI is learning from the best of the best to write really secure code.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
Then we have Human Evil for Solidity. It's adapted from a benchmark that was actually developed by OpenAI. This one throws 25 different coding challenges at the LLMs that are based on real-world problems that developers face. So it's testing their problem-solving skills, their ability to write efficient code, and how accurate they are within the specific development environment called HARDAT.
Wow, so they're not just facing hypothetical situations, it's based on real-world challenges. It's impressive. But why is IQ putting so much effort into this? What's the bigger picture here?
Remember how we were talking about the growing popularity of DeFi earlier?
Yeah.
As more people come into the space, and more importantly, as more money comes into the space, having secure and reliable smart contracts becomes absolutely critical. SolidityBench isn't just some tech demo. It's about building trust in the whole blockchain ecosystem.
Right. By pushing the boundaries of smart contract security, it kind of paves the way for wider adoption of blockchain, right? Removes that fear that everything is going to collapse or have these vulnerabilities, helps people feel more confident about putting their assets in this space.
You got it. And the best part is that by making these benchmarks public, IQ is encouraging all these developers out there to improve the quality of the AI code that they're generating. It's a collaborative effort to raise the bar for security across the board.
I love that. It's not about keeping secrets. It's about helping everyone build a better and safer future for blockchain. Okay, so we've talked about EOAI, which is revolutionizing DeFi, and we've got SolidityBench, which is improving smart contract security. What else happened with IQ this past month? It sounds like they were really busy.
They were. October was a big month. There's been a surge in integrations with IQ GPT, which is their AI-powered chatbot.
Yeah, I've been seeing that around.
Over 150 protocols are using it in their Telegram and Discord communities, providing instant support to users and creating a more engaging experience. Even big names like Frax Finance are customizing it to answer questions using their own specific documentation.
It's like every project has its own AI assistant now.
Pretty much. And it can do more than just answer questions. It can summarize complex topics, generate code snippets, even offer some insights into market trends.
It's like a Swiss Army knife for crypto.
Exactly. And then there's IQ.wiki, which has become the go-to knowledge base for all things blockchain and crypto. They've added a ton of new projects, which really shows the diversity and all the innovation that's happening within the IQ ecosystem. Whether you're into AI-driven trading platforms like Hemera or Web3 infrastructure providers like Newton, you can find it all on IQ.wiki.
I'm a big fan of IQ.wiki. They make it so easy to understand those really complex concepts. It's a great resource for anyone, whether they're a tech expert or just starting out.
Absolutely. And they keep expanding their educational stuff. They've got a Glossary of the Week series on X.com where they explain all those key crypto terms. And they even launched a podcast called IQ Buzz for people who prefer audio.
It seems like they've got everything covered, really putting a lot of effort into making blockchain accessible for everyone.
Yeah, they're firing on all cylinders, and they're building more than just products, They're creating a community and pushing for innovation. They're shaping the future of finance.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here. But before we wrap up this deep dive into the IQ ecosystem, I have to ask, where do we go from here? What can we expect in the next few months? It feels like there's so much momentum here.
Well, based on what we saw in October, I think it's safe to say IQ is just getting started. We can expect even more innovation, new partnerships, and they'll definitely keep pushing the boundaries of what AI and blockchain can do together.
And I think that's what makes this deep dive so interesting. It's not just about the tech specs. It's about seeing the big vision behind it, all this idea of a fairer and more accessible financial future.
You're right. This isn't about making money or disrupting industries for the sake of it. It's about empowering individuals, transparency, building a system that works for everyone.
And that's where I think the real excitement is. It's that potential for positive change that this tech represents.
Absolutely. And as we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with something to think about. What if this vision, this world where AI and blockchain are seamlessly integrated, actually happens? What opportunities will that open up for you? How will it change your relationship with finance?
That's a great question for all of us to think about because as these technologies keep evolving and they're moving really fast, we need to stay informed, stay engaged, and be ready to embrace the changes coming our way.
Well said. The future of finance is being written now, and we all have a role to play.
That's a perfect note to end on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the IQ ecosystem. I hope you found it informative.
And remember, stay curious, stay engaged, and stay tuned for what's next in AI and blockchain.
Until next time.